Today we are doing a mukbang from Taco Bueno. In case you can't tell, one of the favorite places to eat is, or favorite types of food to eat is Mexican. So anytime that she has a say in it, it's probably gonna be Mexican.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got this box, and I don't know if all Taco Buenos have it, but it is called a whole lotta box. So it's got like, you can get tacos, you can get burritos, 12 of each or 12 of one or 6 of each. So, and then it comes with rice and beans and salsa and chips. So there's a whole lot of goodness in the box. So I'm gonna grab a burrito and a taco.
And I don't like beans, so I'm gonna steer clear of the burritos because, yeah. They also have, did you mention the rice and the beans? Yeah. Comes with
Rice.
2 things of rice like this. And then 2 things of beans.
Does it have cheese? It has cheese on it.
Yeah.
So it looks yummy. She cannot stand
That
beans.
does not look yummy. That looks disgusting.
Yeah, I'll take some rice too. So, oh my. We were kind of, wanting to come up with something to talk about, and she wanted to talk about the originals.
That is the only thing, like, I've thought, like, all day, what should we talk about? What should we talk about? What should we talk about? And, like, the one thing that came to mind was the series finale of the originals. I've already watched it. I watched it when it came out, and she hadn't watched it yet. And so that's the only thing I could think of. I guess that's the only thing on my mind since I watched it. But, yeah, so she just actually finished watching. You just got water everywhere.
Oh, sorry.
She just finished watching, though, the series
finale.
So, before we say anything, this is the
Spoiler.
spoiler alert. Like, don't continue watching
If you've not finished watching the originals.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let you see taco and burrito. So yum yum.
Nope. And
Okay, so this is kind of just
a bean burrito.
all beans.
That is disgusting.
I like beef and beans, but the all beans is kind of weirding me out a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and get on into
Yeah. So what did
the
you
originals.
think? What did you think of the finale?
I'm so sad that it's over.
I know. I get into like such show holes.
I do too.
And it's just like, and I watch so many shows at once. Like I watch Big Brother, or you watch Big Brother as well. I've actually really been into Love Island, and they just had a series finale, and it's all on Hulu. So that's how I've been watching it. But oh my gosh, like I'm obsessed with it. You really should watch it. It's like, I don't know, it's everything you want in a reality TV show. Like there's love and like drama. It's really great actually. But so yeah, I watch the originals, which just ended. I watch Big Brother, Love Island, another show that just ended, Young and Hungry. I watched that, and it just recently ended. And I do believe that there's supposed to be a movie coming out, because if you watch that, then I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you watch that, it kind of left like a huge cliffhanger, and you would think like, oh, there's gonna be another season. No, that was the series finale. So it's really left open on that. So there's those 3 shows, and then I watch all of the DC shows. So Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow. I watch all of those. I'm just in the middle of so many different shows right now, but I'm really sad that the originals.
I am too, and I did the same exact thing with the Vampire Diaries, and then I was like, okay, so, you know, we basically binge watched Vampire Diaries from start to finish, and then I was like so upset because, I mean, literally just, you know, wanting something else, and so, you know, we're like, okay, we'll watch the originals. And so we started on the originals not too awfully long ago, and we've kind of binge watched that as, you know, as we can and stuff.
And see, it's crazy to me that I've been watching it literally since the very first season, and I've been having to watch it live as it comes on. So I've been watching it for a couple of years now. You just started it this year.
Yeah, earlier this year, maybe May, I want to say, something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, the actual series finale came on last night, and she watched it right after. And I had such a busy night last night that I did not have a chance to watch it. So got home from work. She's like, we need to talk about the Vampire Diaries, and I was we need to talk about the originals. And I was like, well, I didn't watch it. So we took a little break, and I watched it and bawled my eyes out.
I cried.
So, I mean, I'm still kind of emotional about it because I just watched it. But I can't believe, oh my goodness. It's just...
So this is where the real spoiler comes out. 2 people died. Even before they died, it's kind of talked about the whole episode, how they're gonna, or how one of them is gonna die. One of them has to die. And so you just know it, and it's basically, the whole episode is basically a funeral. And so...
And they're going around kind of telling their goodbyes, and they're having... oh my goodness. It's just a TV show.
Yeah, it is. I did all my crying last night, so I'm kind of over it. But yeah, I mean, it's really sad. So basically, near the end as well, Elijah, if you watch the show, the whole time Klaus is, you know, planning to die. Basically, he's taken on this dark magic, and so it's basically gonna take over him and make him go mad. So the only way to kind of make the dark magic go away is if he kills himself.
But he wasn't going to say goodbye to anybody. He just thought it was better that way. And was it Elijah that said you need to say goodbye at least to...
No, Caroline, remember?
Okay, yes, Caroline, that's right. She said, you really need to say goodbye because, otherwise, at least I hope, because she needs that closure.
Yeah.
And, so anyway, so he decides that he's going to say goodbye to her, and then he comes in, and they're all kind of talking about things that he's done, and they were kind of laughing and everything like that. So then it turns out into being this whole funeral party where they're talking about Klaus and things that he's done and all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, you start off the episode and you know. You pretty well know. I mean, things could change, but you pretty well know that Klaus is gonna die.
And I don't know, the whole time I was kind of holding out hope that he wouldn't, that nobody would die. They would have all this happy endings
and they did have a lot of happy endings.
They did. I feel so happy for Rebecca because she finally is getting what she wants and what she's
that's-
wanted for so long, and that
That's
is to be a human. And she, I mean, they've been vampires for how long?
1,000 years.
Okay, 1,000 years. I mean, imagine living that long and you can't have children. You can't, like, you can find someone to love, but if they're not a vampire, then they're gonna die before you. And I mean, she had found love, but she just wanted a family and wanted to grow old and like
be a human.
Yeah.
And be a happy human. And
Yeah.
so Klaus, before he dies, tells her that there is a cure for vampirism
and
in Mystic Falls, and so she's decided that she wants to take it. And you know, she and Marcel have been for 300 years. Is he 300 years?
something like that.
They've had this like on again, off again relationship,
But it is like,
and they both love each
yes,
other
they do, and
so
it's so
much.
clear.
But for one reason or another, things don't work out. And, you know, then they kind of go their separate ways, and then they kind of come back
They
together.
always find each other though, and I think that that's kind of like what really makes it
Right.
such a true love story. And like, I mean, they just, and same with Elijah and Haley, like they always kind of.
I know the final scene, you know, kind of where Elijah and Klaus die, you know, I know that had to be the final scene, but I really would have loved to have seen maybe Elijah find Haley.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And
have their dance.
Have their dance, you know,
Yes.
have their
final moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been everything.
oh my goodness.
I think the saddest part of the whole, like the saddest episode, I think, of the whole season, don't get me wrong, the series finale was super sad and I did cry, but I think the thing that like actually like broke my heart was like the episode where it kind of goes back to Elijah's time when he
The 7 years.
where
Yeah.
he didn't know exactly who he was, and he had taken those memories away, and Andrea met him, and it was actually Haley, and he didn't know that at the time, but then when he walked into that house where she was kept, what's the word?
Hostage.
Yeah, kept hostage. When he walked in there and he saw her as a liar.
That she was not truthful to him, that she was somebody else other than the person that she portrayed herself to be. And she didn't tell him when she was Andrea that she was actually Haley.
Yeah. How
could
you though?
I know. But
I'm Haley. I'm the ex-girlfriend or whatever. I was who you loved before you took your memories away. How do you say that? So it was like, I don't know. It's so sad that he knew who she was. He knew that.
And he could have saved her,
and he didn't. And I know that. And that probably weighed really.
And
heavy on him.
that's probably one of the reasons that he decided to go ahead and end
For
it
sure.
with
Because he
Klaus.
saw no future with anybody else.
Right.
And that moment after Hope kind of died for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And Haley had said, I want you to tell this to Elijah.
I'm still holding out for that dance.
For that dance. I think in that moment, that's when he made the decision that, if anybody has to die over this or whatever, like, it's going to be me. And I don't even think he knew Klaus's idea. But, I think that moment alone was, like, enough to make him, like...
Yeah, I agree. So, sad times. Now I got to figure out something else to watch. They do have a sort of a sequel that's coming out.
Legacies. I cannot wait for that.
In October 25th, I think is when it comes out on the CW. And so, Hope is actually going to be in Mystic Falls with Alaric and Caroline, and their twins at the school for witches and vampires and werewolves
Yeah.
and hybrids.
I'm actually really excited for that show. I'm afraid that they're kind of overdoing it almost with the Vampire Diaries and the originals, now Legacies. It's like, I love it because it like continues it, but at the same time it's like, are they doing too much with this whole series? Are they trying to like, because I have gotten to the point like with The Walking Dead, I used to watch that. I've gotten to the point now because they started Fear the Walking Dead and I started watching both of them, and then I just kind of got burned out on like all of it, and so I'm like, ugh, is that gonna happen? I don't want that to happen.
With The Walking Dead, I mean, like, they come on simultaneously right now. And so, I mean, I'm not over it because I love The Walking Dead. I'm okay with Fear the Walking Dead, but they come on different times. Like, The Walking Dead will come on this time of the year, and then Fear the Walking Dead comes on a different time of year. So I'm okay with that, but I mean, I don't know that they're doing too much. I mean, maybe at some point it will be, but I think that, you know, this is a new generation.
Here's why I say it though, because
I mean,
the Vampire Diaries, I think by the final season, or the final two seasons or one season,
it was done.
They were kind of pushing it. I think that when Elena, or when Nina Dobrev, who played Elena, I think when she kind of was like, I want out, they should have found a way to end it then, because I feel like without her, that whole like love triangle that you love, you know, is she gonna pick Stefan? Is she gonna be with Damon? Like, who's she gonna? That whole thing, and then I just feel like without Elena, it wasn't the same, because Elena was the main character. Like it wasn't.
And I feel like Legacies is probably going to be, I mean, it's a spin-off, but I think it's going to be kind of its own show, so to speak. I mean, obviously, Elijah and Klaus are not going to be.
Or what if they are? What if they somehow find a way to bring him back, to bring both of them back?
But, like, Rebecca's going to go back to Mystic Falls and see Caroline, because Caroline has the cure for vampirism. So, you know, there's a chance for Rebecca to show up on Legacies. You know, I mean, I'm kind of hoping Caroline is on there.
I really hope so too. I'm almost wondering, because at the end of the Vampire Diaries, it left it kind of really weird, and like, I was really confused at the end of the Vampire Diaries, and I didn't even know. I was like, I still, like, thinking back, I'm like, I don't know exactly what happened with Elena and Damon, and like, obviously Stefan died, you know that, but like, it was kind of like, I don't know, it was left kind of weird, and I didn't quite understand it. But in the originals, I did happen to see, whenever they were in Mystic Falls, that there was like Elena Salvatore, MD. So I mean, she has her own office there. Is she gonna kind of have a cameo?
Right.
Like, I really hope so, but I feel like she won't, just because, or maybe she will, like, one episode or something, but she wanted out of the Vampire Diaries. Like, she was ready to do different things, and I'm like, so is she gonna want to, you know, go back into that?
There's a chance for any, you know, there's Cole, Rebecca, who? Oldest sister.
Oh, Freya.
Freya, and then, you know, Matt from Vampire Diaries, Caroline.
Which,
I mean,
I would be interested to see
kind
where
of a chance
all of these people are now.
Right. For any of those characters to kind of play a cameo, you know, parts in the
But
show.
also, like, you have to remember,
at the same time, be a brand new show, basically.
Yeah, you have to remember though too, there was a huge time jump, 7 years. So where are they now?
Right.
You know,
right.
so I'm curious.
I don't know.
I really
we'll
hope
have to
that
see what happens.
I really hope that they make it kind of a brand new show, but at the same time, it's in Mystic Falls, which is where the Vampire Diaries took place, and so a lot of those characters, surely they still live in Mystic Falls, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously Elena does, or she wouldn't have her, you know, medical practice there. So I'm just really interested to see how it's going to play out.
I know. So
that is going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed us talking about the originals, if there's any other shows that you think that we would enjoy, especially based off of the shows that we've mentioned before, then let us know in the comments down below, and maybe we'll start watching them, maybe we'll start talking about them more on our channel. I would almost like to start like reviewing, like solely reviewing TV shows, because that's basically what we're doing in our mukbangs.
Right, yeah. For the last two mukbangs, that's what we've done.
Let us know if you would be interested to see us review TV shows or maybe even movies, and if you have any TV shows that you haven't even watched that you would be curious to know somebody's thoughts on, then yeah, let us know in the comments down below. But that is it, so give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, subscribe to our channel, and hit the post notification bell so you're notified each and every time we upload.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Glam and Glamour on all of those. And until our next video, bye!